Welcome to the JAMODI podcast, where we interview coaches and leaders to find out not just what they do, but how they do what they do. Becoming the best version of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. You and I have the opportunity to coach at a Christian school. And so because of that, a lot like when I talked with Coach Drew at Baylor, he said it's one of the biggest advantages that they have is the ability to be open with their players in prayer and about Christ. And in your opinion, what do you feel like is just some of the advantages of being able to coach at a Christian school and infuse Christ in everything that we do every day?
It's so important. I can just tell you one huge difference from the advantage that we have at being at a Christian school versus a public and other schools is the language barrier. When I was in public school, not Coach Thompson or any of those, but there were some coaches that used that language that was just hideous, and I didn't think that wasn't helpful. Well, it didn't sound good. I've even gone to city league games and heard city league dads and coaches talk in such a way that was so degrading and so hateful. So we have an opportunity that we don't have to worry about that. That's not even a thought.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're constantly trying to speak life into our kids, even though we have to be sometimes strict on them, hard on them. We're trying to speak life to them, and we are able to talk to them and pray with them and talk to them about Christ. And there are times when there's some kids going through some things at home with mom and dad. There are some things with siblings. There's some kids with girlfriend, boyfriends. I just love the fact that we're able to share with them some of the wisdom that we've had through the years, that we can share some wise thoughts, some ways to handle some things that you can do to make some of your situations better, and then we can pray with them.
Yeah,
Love that.
I think you're right on the money, and we get to, it's the real why.
Yes.
Like when I was at McKinney, especially the last couple of years when my life drastically changed outside of school, outside of basketball, I started to coach differently and speak differently, teach differently to my students. But it was always a little bit of friction. I wanted to tell them the true why behind, you don't have to say that. You don't have to speak that way. Why we should act this way towards others. I wanted to tell them, but you got to be a little bit more. The public school coaches know that you just never know how that can come back and get you in some kind of trouble or. But the ability to the biggest why is because what Christ did for us on the cross. Why are we talking about all this? Why are the way we show up, the way we practice, the way we train, the way we celebrate, the way we are around each other when someone struggles? It's all because of what Christ did for us on the cross, and that to me gives us the greatest why when we get to coach.
Amen. I totally agree. And I've had that opportunity, a great opportunity now for 24 years, 11 at my last 13 year, 24 years. And it's been the greatest 24 years. I had opportunity to come out of the mortgage business, which I was in for a long time, come out of that where the only joy you get is paperwork and things and making corrections and government insured loans. And that was one lot, good money when it lasted, and then bad, no money when it turned and they laid everybody off, and then good money, that kind of thing. But when I got a chance to come and affect lives, young lives, I have young men and young women that I've coached or been a part of at school that to this day, one of them asked me, I officiated my first wedding for one of my former students. And so it's just been a great time in the Christian school atmosphere.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.